Well, hello there, my beautiful friends. You know what time it is. It is the time of the week that we talk about all the new makeup releases here in Paris Stay Away. So if you are interested in hearing about what is new in the makeup market, then go ahead and keep on watching and let's jump right on in. So I just wanted to take a brief second here before we get started and welcome everyone who is new to my channel. This is kind of the first time that this has happened. Miss Angelica Nyquist, who is one of my idols, like one of my absolute favorite people here on YouTube, mentioned me in her video suggesting YouTubers basically to her subscribers. So I've gotten a pretty decent fluctuation. That's not at all the word. Increase. English is definitely my first language, so I should know this. There has been an increase in some subscribers over the last few days, and I just wanted to say a huge freaking thank you to Angelica. Like I said, she is one of my absolute idols here on YouTube. I have legitimately been watching her for years, and I have loved her since the beginning, so to hear her mention my name and say those sweet things about me in her video was just so absolutely, I don't know, shocking. I really was kind of in shock for like 30 minutes after I watched the video because I couldn't believe that one of my idols was recommending me to her subscribers. I am so thankful and it's just such a cool moment. It made my entire month. So thank you, Angie, if you are watching this. I love you and thank you for mentioning me. And thank you to everyone who has come over here from Angie's channel. I really appreciate it, and yeah, I'm still a little bit in shock over it because it was just, I don't know, imagine having one of your idols shout you out on their YouTube channel. Why? Like, I don't deserve that, okay? Angelica is amazing, and if you don't follow her already, go over there and follow her because you will fall in love, just like I did. But of course, I rambled on way too long about that, much longer than I intended to. I have problems, okay? It just happens every single week here on Paris Stay Away. I end up rambling and you guys end up getting bored and probably falling asleep. I'm sorry, I ramble a lot. But let's go ahead and get started with the indie makeup releases, which is something that I've done over the past couple weeks, and it just feels right here on my channel. So I think we're just gonna stick with starting with the indie makeup because we all know that we love indie makeup here, so we might as well put them front and center, right? But the first brand that we're gonna be talking about is Loveluxebeauty, which you know is one of my favorites. I love them so much, and they are just releasing one great thing after another here because they have yet again another launch coming out. Now, we don't really have a time that this is coming out. We don't really have a date or a price or anything, and we don't even really know what one of the products even looks like. But we're still gonna go out on a limb here and talk about it because they are coming out with two new 9-pan palettes from what I can tell so far. One of them is a pink and purple palette, and one of them is a green and blue palette. Now, these palettes look absolutely phenomenal because it looks like we have some of their opalescent pressed pigments in this palette. Again, looks like we have some beautiful mattes. It looks like we might even get some glitters this time. And you guys know which one I'm gonna be picking up. Of course, I'm gonna be getting the pink and purple one. And it's not like I need this in my collection, but I love Loveluxebeauty. I own their Pretty Powerful palette. I think it's beautiful. I own a bunch of their singles. And when it comes to my favorite brands, even if I have colors like this in my collection, even if I have things that might be kind of similar, I have to just go out on a limb and purchase my favorite colors from my favorite brands, even if I already own things like it. It's just my compulsive need to purchase and collect makeup. It's just my compulsive need to have every pink and purple eyeshadow that's out there, and this is no exception. So obviously I'm going to be picking this up. We just don't know when it's going to be dropping, and I need to get my hands on this because this is something that I will use. This is something that looks beautiful. This is just something that needs to make its way into my collection solely based on the purpose that we have pink, purple, and sparkles here, and I know I say that all the freaking time with these launches, but you know it's the truth, okay? You know this is what I'm looking for when I look for makeup. It hits all my checkpoints. I love the brand, I love the formulas, so although I might have these colors and I may not need it, it's still gonna find a home somewhere with the rest of my pink and purple makeup. I don't think it would be Paris Stay Away if I didn't find myself giving excuses to why I am buying duplicates of the exact same colors of eyeshadows every single week, but nonetheless, it makes me happy, it warms my soul, and I use the makeup. So that's all that matters, right? Tune in next week to hear me make even more excuses for why I'm buying the same exact colors of makeup, primarily pink and purple. Actually, you don't even have to wait till next week, just wait till the end of this video because we have another launch that is primarily the same thing that I will also be purchasing, so heads up. So next up on the Paris Stay Away list is something new from Devinah Cosmetics, which we have talked about here recently as well, but they are coming out with the Galaxy Dust collection, and this will be available on June 2nd, and it launches at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, so set your clocks, set set your limes, set whatever you need to if you want to pick these up. This Galaxy collection consists of 7 different eyeshadows that are all sparkly, kind of glitter, toppery, duochromatic eyeshadows, and they will be available for $8 as singles, or you can pick up the entire collection of 7 for $49. So not too shabby. But if this launch sounds kind of familiar to you guys, that is because Devinah recently announced their Willy Wonka Exploders, which will be coming out at the same exact time on June 2nd, and they are also a very similar type of eyeshadow, but instead of being these grungier, deeper, space-esque kind of colors that we have here, the Willy Wonka Exploders are all beautiful tones of candy-colored pastels, and if that sounds familiar, that is because I recently got sent these in PR. I was very, very blessed to be sent them, and I did a review and swatch party-ish video on my channel, so I will have that linked, of course, if you are interested in seeing them in action. From what I can tell, the Galaxy Dust shadows are a very similar formula to the Willy Wonka Exploders, other than the base colors being obviously quite a bit deeper. They're basically like glitter toppers that have a decent amount of base pigment to them, so I don't think that these would be super sheer or anything, just based off of the Willy Wonka Exploders that I tried. And these are a little bit more duochromatic as well, just because they are deeper, so you are going to be able to see those duochromy flips a little bit easier. So if your curiosity has just been eating you up about these, if you want them and you're just not really sure about the formula and about how they're going to look, then I am very grateful to be sitting here and telling you that I'm going to be able to review these on my channel, because Devinah reached out to me and they asked if I wanted to be sent these. And I was yet again in shock, just like I was the first time when they sent me the Willy Wonka Exploders. And I said yes, because I want to give you guys as much information on them as possible. And I just clapped into the microphone. I bet that was really loud. I'm sorry. I know that a lot of you guys out there who do watch my channel are probably into sparkly, iridescent type makeup, just like I am. That's probably why you're here. So I figured you guys would absolutely love to see these and see a swatch party, just like I did with the Willy Wonka Exploders. So the second that I get them in, I will go ahead and do another swatch party video and some looks as well. And I think what I'll go ahead and do is just combine the Willy Wonka Exploder tutorials that I've been planning on doing with the Galaxy Dust tutorials, just to make it all one video. This way you can get all your tutorials in one place at one time. So stay tuned for that. And a huge thank you to Devinah for sending them my way. Like I said last time, I am a tiny channel here, and the fact that someone is recognizing a tiny channel like myself is really, really cool. So I really appreciate it. And I know you guys really loved seeing the Willy Wonka Exploders video, so I'm very, very thankful to be bringing you guys yet again another video on some Devinah products. But that was it as far as the indie releases go. I have a shorter list today, but I knew that this would be a very rambly video, so I think I did you guys a service here by providing a shorter list, because I know that I'm just gonna be running my freaking mouth, as I already have so far. But now we're jumping right on over into the mainstream brands, and this is a launch that I am extremely excited about. This is from Miss Huda Beauty herself, and she just announced that she's coming out with the Neon Obsessions palettes. Now, these are her 9-pan eyeshadow palettes. They retail for $29 each. They will be available May 30th online and on June 6th in stores. So basically, Huda announced that she's coming out with 3 new color schemes, I suppose, of her 9-pan eyeshadow palette line. But the fun thing about this collection is that these are all neon color schemes, which I am so here for. Now all she has to do is come out with a pastel kind of theme for her 9-pan eyeshadow palettes, and I will be more than set. And I really hope that happens sometime in the future, because I could see a lot of great ideas for those. But she is coming out with the pink neon palette, the orange neon palette, and the green neon palette. So as I mentioned earlier in the Loveluxebeauty segment of this video, I said I was going to be purchasing something that is very similar to the Loveluxebeauty palette, which coincidentally is also a very similar color scheme to a lot of the eyeshadows that I already own, and this would be that product. I know, I am not proud of the fact that I buy duplicates, okay? I'm not sitting here saying that it's the best thing in the world. I know that it's probably not, but do you blame me? Okay, do you blame me? How am I supposed to resist this? Like, I was trying to be good. I was trying to make it the first week of Pay or Stay Away where I don't purchase any makeup, and then Loveluxebeauty drops a bomb on me, and then freaking Huda Beauty drops a bomb on me as well. So the pink neon palette will be mine. I don't care who I have to fight for it. I know that all of her 9-pan palettes usually sell out pretty quickly, and I feel like this is the kind of theme that a lot of people are going to gravitate towards, so I could definitely see the pink neon palette selling out very fast. I don't care who I have to fight for it. I'm getting my paws on this. This is getting added to the collection. I am going to have to prepare because I know that it's probably going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt to be able to get this, but I'm gonna get it nonetheless. I was able to get the Kylie Valentine's Day Liquid Shadow, and ever since that day, I have had just this, I don't know, cocky attitude, I suppose, about being able to get makeup when I know it's gonna sell out. I am always like the first or second person on there. Probably not, but in my head I am, and I am very, very good at clicking very fast and getting the makeup right when it drops. I've had years of practice, okay? This is not something that I should be proud of. This is why I have issues, and I mention it in every single video. Honestly, if I had all the money in the world, I would purchase all 3 of these because all of them are beautiful, and they are all just the epitome of the theme that she's going for here, while still having kind of a unique spin on the color schemes. I love the color scheme. I think she did a fantastic job with this collection just in general, and Huda, girl, provide us with some pastel 9-pan palettes sometime in the future because I would love to see those and I would buy those up in an instant. And finally, the last launch that we have to talk about for this week is from Natasha Denona, or Natasha Denona to some, and this is her Sunrise palette. Now this will be available on June 3rd, and it is only going to be $65, and I know that's a lot of money, but hear me out here. Now this is the Sunrise palette, not the Sunset palette, which came out a few years ago, and that palette was $129. And I was one of the people who was suckered into purchasing that palette. Now this is to no disrespect to people who do enjoy the Sunset palette, because I truly did love that palette for a short amount of time, and I know a lot of people out there who really do love it and swear by it and say it's one of the best things in the world and that you get so much product and that it's worth the money. Honey, I did not think it was worth the money, okay? I hit pan on some of those eyeshadows because some of them, not all of them, but some of them were very, very sheer. Especially the matte orange in that palette. Yes, matte orange, I am talking to you. But my point here is that is a great palette, but it cost $129, and I was the biggest dum-dum for purchasing that palette. So now that she's coming out with this Sunrise palette, which is going to be $65, I think that that's pretty darn cool. As you can see here, we get 15 different shades of eyeshadow, and you get 19.25 grams in the entire palette. For comparison, the Sunrise palette had 37.5 grams in it, and it also had 15 eyeshadows, so of course you're getting more in that palette. But you are paying $129 for that palette. This one is only $65, and you still get 15 different colors to choose from. Now, I think that the shades in this palette are stunning. If I could go back in time and return the Sunset palette and pick up the Sunrise palette, I would absolutely do that, because I like this color scheme way freaking more than the Sunset palette. Now, this palette is a little bit different than the Sunset palette, of course, but it's a very similar kind of vibe. Now, on Natasha Denona's website, this is what she has to say. Inspired by the warm glow of a morning sunrise, this impeccable, fancy palette contains shades of warm sunny yellows, crimson corals, earthy browns, and powerful pinks and fuchsia, all made to melt together in a perfect harmony. So as you can see, this is basically the Sunset palette just kicked up 5 notches. I think this color selection is a lot more interesting, but you still do get those kind of earthy browns, as she would state, and the yellows and some of the reds. So for that reason, I don't think I'm going to be picking it up, just because I do see some duplicates and kind of some layovers in the shades between the Sunrise and the Sunset palette. If I didn't already own the Sunset palette, I would totally go pick this up, but because it is still $65, even though that's a good price for Natasha Denona, I am just gonna have to say no and step away. Maybe we'd be talking a different story here if I didn't spend $129 on the original one. But I, in my personal opinion, think that this one is significantly better as far as the price, as far as the color selection goes, and I honestly wish, to this day, I mention it all the time, but I wish I had never bought the Sunset palette, because that was a waste of my gosh darn money. I know you've heard me say that 100 times here already, but I have to reiterate to you as much as I can, do not spend $129 on an eyeshadow palette unless you know for a gosh darn fact that you are going to be using it all the time. This way it doesn't end up sitting around and collecting dust in the back of your makeup shelf like mine is to this day. Alright folks, but we have reached the end of Pay or Stay Away, so let me know in the comments what you are purchasing for this week, what you are staying away from, what are you going to be purchasing that I am also going to be picking up here. Let's strike up a conversation down below and chat about makeup. But if you enjoy Pay or Stay Away and you would like to see more and you are not already subscribed, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and join the family here. Keep in touch with all of the new makeup releases every single Monday, and if you enjoyed the video and you found it helpful in some way, shape, or form, then I would absolutely love it if you gave me a big old thumbs up as well. It helps out the channel, it helps out small creators, so if you choose to do so, then I greatly greatly appreciate it. But with that being said, I hope that you are having an absolutely amazing and beautiful day wherever you are, and thank you so much for spending your time here today. I hope to see you next time. Bye!